Tell me something. You can go anywhere. So why do you want to stay and fight to save this one?
Sorry, I'm in sort of a rush for the sandwich.
Alfred Colin right here is basically the movie saying, I know you're already sick of Ezra Miller's face, but don't you worry, here's Batman. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm okay with that.
This is the middle of the morning. Why is our bat friend even awake?
Joke's on you, Barry. He never went to sleep.
Oh my God! Flash!
Did you really have to stop the title for a joke?
Bruce, why does it sound like you're fleeing the scene?
Falcone's idiot kid decided to try to play in the big leagues.
Ben Affleck is Batman. I gotta say, small move by this movie starting off with a Batman chase scene. It gets the audience interested right off the back, even without knowing the next 2 hours is boring as shit.
Sorry, there's a baby.
Damn, this scene is fake as shit. Batman's gadget doesn't work.
And you are welcome.
My ego's far too big to say thank you to someone else.
Haha, I remember that joke. It was in the other whack-ass Justice League movie.
This question is stupid. How many calculations can you think of with an answer of 24?
I need you to do me a favor.
I don't do favors.
There's no way this kid is the child of these two.
So let's imagine that it is in fact possible for you to run faster than the speed of light, and in so doing, travel back in time.
Ben Affleck is Bruce Wayne.
Mary, these scars we have make us who we are. We're not meant to go back and fix them.
Best scene in the movie!
I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot tidier in here than I expected.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, this was kind of funny, but did you really have to use CGI for this scene? I mean, if these superhero movies are gonna be 75% CGI, it makes the overall movie less appealing. I mean, shit, if you're gonna do that, you might as well animate the movie. And to add insult to injury, the visual effects in this movie aren't even good. I mean, the baby scene was fake as shit. It was like the filmmakers saw the beginning of Thor Love and Thunder and was like, yeah, let's do more of that. And every scene with the Flash running looks fake. And that's why the visuals and the stunts are in the ugly category. It seems like the movie spent most of its budget on a deep fake technology. But honestly, even that isn't great either. So overall, the visuals and the stunts end up being average at best. And even then, I might be overrating it. So with that, the movie earns a 0.3 out of 0.5 for visuals and stunts.
What year is it?
Barry got punched into this timeline and he's wondering why there's two of them. Did he like forget about being punched here?
I am not getting struck by lightning!
And because he does this, he loses his power and can't go back.
Wait, you were there?
It's nice of the movie to actually answer the question of where the Flash was during the Battle of Metropolis. Michael Keaton is getting a point here because him and Ben Affleck is the only reason you want to see this movie in the first place. Did you forget you had powers? I'm just glad they didn't overdo the CGI during this fight. They don't immediately shoot them for some reason. You know what? This costume gets a point because it's pretty dope. And when it comes to the actors and the acting, they don't end up being bad in the movie. Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck lead the way as Bruce Wayne Batman, and Sasha Calya isn't bad as Supergirl. And when it comes to Ezra Miller, he's I will say though, he does try his best in the role. So with that, the movie earns a 1.0 out of 1.0 for actors and acting. You know, this movie really makes you appreciate the action in Man of Steel. I mean, it's amazing how the action in that movie looks way better than the action in this movie. Meanwhile, the action in this movie looks mostly CGI, and that they're definitely in a green screen studio. So with that, the movie earns a 0.3 out of 0.5 for action. Okay, this shot was pretty dope. And speaking of shots, when it comes to the directing in the movie, it ends up being alright. There's some nice shots in the movie, but what hinders the directing the most is the amount of CGI used hindering certain shots, and the fact that some shots look like they were in a green screen studio. Nevertheless, it's still not bad. So with that, the movie earns a 0.7 out of 1.0 for directing.
Again.
Barry.
Okay, so when it comes to the plot and the story, it doesn't turn out to be bad. It ends up being pretty simple for the most part. Barry goes back in time to save his moms, and then messes up everything. What hinders the plot and the story from being special is the fact that Barry didn't realize he wasn't in his timeline after he was just punched out of the Speed Force, and then that leads him to losing his powers trying to give the other Barry his powers, which in the end forces him to stay. Aside from that though, the plot and the story doesn't end up being bad, and it does hold together for the most part. So with that, the movie earns a 0.7 out of 1.0 for plot and story.
Who the fuck is this?
Bringing back George Clooney and Nicolas Cage, but not Henry Cavill. Also, even though it's not iconic, the music and the score will also go in the good category. The movie doesn't have a substantial Flash score, but the Batman score shines during the scenes he's in. So with that, the movie earns a 0.1 out of 0.2 for music and score. Okay, since there was no problem with the editing, that will remain a 0.3 out of 0.3. And now that we have all the numbers, it's time to add them up. So the movie ends up with a 3.4 out of 4.5, and that gives it a B++ rating.
You just saved your life. Now what do you say?
Thank you.
You're welcome. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Batman.